Awesome. And there's also something else I wanted to, uh, when I share my screen, I guess I turn that on. Well, welcome everybody. I've got some fun things to share with you guys. And like I said in my newsletter, I get this question very often is like, okay, if I get into radionics, is there a way to like make this into a business or actually make it profitable? And I'm going to show you a lot of different ways to do that. Not ways that you can, it's ways that people have actually done and are successful with it. And so I'm going to jump right in and I'll share my screen and see if I can find the right one. Well, we'll just go with that one. That'll share everything. And when I was looking for a title for this, I didn't really know what to call it this morning. I just actually looked up this title a few minutes ago, and I saw this one's called 21st Century Radionics, and I thought, oh wow, that's cool. It's a book by Nick Franks, and I have never heard of him before, actually. And so that was pretty cool. So I looked online. I thought, well, what's he doing? He's maybe doing some pretty amazing thing, calling it 21st Century Radionics. I mean, I kind of feel like the SE5 is 21st Century Radionics. We're pretty far ahead of the curve on this kind of stuff. But I thought, well, I'll go check it out. So I went to his website and I looked at his equipment, and this is what I found. It looks actually like back in the 1950s or so, maybe even the 30s. So I'm not sure what I'm going to get his book and find out what he's talking about, but maybe he's doing some other stuff too. But that's not quite where we're working from, as you guys know. The SE5 2000 has been around for, well, since 2009. And yeah, go ahead and mute your mic, everybody, when you come in. I'll just mute you there, Wayne. And yeah, the SE5 2000 came out just a couple years ago, which is just basically an advancement. I'm not going to go into depth about the SE5 because you guys all know about it, I think. And I want to really go into what you can do and how you can use it. And create business around it, or at least get return on your investment. There are lots and lots of different ways. Now, a lot of people just get it for personal health, and I think that's just fine too. But basically, there are ways to use radionics and the SE5 to create products, create services, and actually, make a living doing this. There are a lot of people doing this, making a full-on living. So yeah, going back to the SE5 2000, the difference between the SE5 2000 and the SE5 1000 is the precision stick detector. And that is, I will just switch my video here for a second. This is the precision stick detector, which works together with the SE5 and gives you a graphical readout of the stick. And this is the latest improvement. It's just been out for a couple of years. And that's what the difference is. The actual unit itself is the same as the SE5 1000. So if you have an SE5 1000, this, even though it says 2000, that's the same here. But with the addition of the precision stick detector, then let's mute that one. There we go. With the addition of the SE5 precision stick detector, that makes it into a 2000. So if you have a 1000 and you want to upgrade to the 2000, my camera a little bit there. All you have to do is add on the precision stick detector, and you've got the same thing that everybody's got with the SE5 2000. So that's just a little side note. Okay, let me switch back to my other camera. There we go. Okay, great. So let's jump right in, and I'm going to talk about different ways that people have used the SE5. I'd like to show you this short video. This is pretty amazing, and honestly, I do not remember who sent this to me, and I apologize for that. I found it on my hard drive a couple of weeks ago, and I remember getting it and downloading it, and I was like shocked when I saw it a couple weeks ago because I hadn't actually really looked at it. So I'm going to play this little video, and let's see how we do that, because there we go. So this is some water, and I believe it's in China. So it's like a lake in China, and that's what it looked like before they did their radionic balancing with the SE5, and that's why they sent it to me. So that was before, and this is afterwards. So needless to say, they were pretty shocked by this as well, and so was I. I was like, wow, this is really, I know you guys have seen these videos over and over, and the photos that I've done myself and other people have done. We've done these things over and over, but it's still like super exciting for me when I find these people replicating these abilities. And so I'm going to just go through some products that people have used in the past, used the SE5 to create these products. The first one was, well, not the very first one, but one of the original power band type things. You guys might remember those, the hologram bands, was called Harmonic FM. And they were using the original SE5, not even the SE5 1000. That's how far back this goes. They were using the SE5 to program the holograms, and then they put them into these little energy bands, and they, they were doing like $20 million a year. I mean, these are just creative people. They come up with ideas, they do the research, and they were doing incredible things. Now, power band was another one, power balance, I think. And I think these guys were connected in the beginning, if I remember right. I don't remember all the stories, but I know the 8, this is another type of band, and they didn't even have a hologram. They were just programming the silicone rubber itself. And they also used, now they're doing more holograms. I'll show you a couple of holograms, but originally they were just using these like silicone bands, and they were originally connected, because I know the people that do these. I mean, I know the people that started these as well, but I just don't remember all the connections. I think they all might have started working together at the beginning, and then branched out into different companies. So the power balance was probably the most popular, and then I think in China they moved it over to China. And that's when the whole thing kind of fell apart, and people were knocking them off. But anyway, these are companies that were doing like, tens of $1 million a year of sales in these things. This was the 8 company. That's the one. Now you can see they're doing holograms. So this one's for sleep, and they had a whole bunch of them. And this was actually done, Ludi Larson actually did the experiment with some of the holograms from the 8 people. A lot of you know Ludi. And so she programmed these holograms to keep the fruit fresh. And there you can see the difference. It's very obvious, the one that didn't get the hologram. And I know you guys have seen all these pictures, some of them, but some of them are going to be new. This was a guy in Mexico, and unfortunately he has passed away, but he did this for many, many years. He was using the original SE5 and then the SE5 1000 as well, Ernesto. Great guy. And he was programming this basically a little mineral solution. It had some salts in it. And then they would take this little bottle and pour it into like a 100-gallon or 200-gallon tub of water that they would use with a tractor and go and spray this water over the plants. And he just had incredible feedback and incredible results. And he made quite a large business out of this. So this is one way to, program a product and then get it out into the world using the SE5. I know that you guys, a lot of you have already seen some of these with the what happened in China, and they spent 7 years and actually about $16 million. Now they've invested a lot of money to do this to begin with. This was before they found the SE5 originally, but they went around China. They went to all these provinces down here around China and to 21 different provinces, and they found 30 of the best herbal Chinese medicine people they could find. I've got some amazing pictures, which most of you haven't seen yet. And they collected about 600 herbal remedies from these people. And some of them came from the families of people that were, they still had the remedies, but the master formulator had already passed away. So they did a whole lot of research to find these remedies. And then once they got into the SE5, they actually they have like 183 of them now. They have a whole building, 4-story building that they built just to house the SE5 and the practitioners. They've done over 40,000 case studies with these remedies that that we created together, actually. Over 20 diseases. And I know I've gone through this in other presentations, so I'm not going to go through all the details, but I wanted to show you some of these other pictures that kind of give the background. So basically, once they got all these remedies together, they flew me to China, to Beijing, and we sat and created a digital tuning for each one of these remedies. And this was a huge project. There were like 23 people involved in this project of boiling the herbs and logging and testing and retesting what I would find and keeping track of all this. Because they'd invested so much money in this, they wanted to make sure that this was really focused and that they got the right tunings. So we did, over time, we've done 600 remedies, created tunings for those, and then they've taken those and put them into products. They've moved the digital tunings. Since a lot of these herbs have become like illegal, some of them actually, which I'll show you in a moment, they wanted to find a way to preserve them without using the actual herbs. So over here on the left, you'll see Mr. Han, and he's the person that financed all this. He grew up as a poor person in a poor family and had some extraordinarily amazing experiences in his life and became very wealthy. And so his goal of doing all of this was to have basically medicine for the old people in China, because they don't have healthcare programs like they do in the West and in America. So he wanted to find ways to get really good healthcare into the hands of people in China, especially the elderly people. And so this is Wu Guzi, and I apologize if I don't pronounce these correctly because I really don't know how they sound in Chinese. But he was an old practitioner. I do not know if he's still alive or not, because this was many years ago that they started collecting these herbs. But yeah, this is one of the doctors that they contacted, just one of them. out of all those people. And yeah, so he wanted to preserve the legacy of traditional Chinese medicine. And acupuncture is a small part of that, but really traditional Chinese medicine is focused around herbal remedies and combinations of those remedies. And so that's what his goal was. These are some more up in the mountains, and you'll see Mr. Han here with these guys. And a lot of the remedies come from the high mountains because that's where it's still clean. And this is another guy who was he's the descendant of this old guy who really formulated all these things, but he has been carrying them on. Pan Baojian, and yeah, amazing people that they found. They had to go all over China to find these. I always love this picture of this guy. I mean, he just looks like he's got the wisdom of the ages. I mean, I don't know how old he was in this picture, but just totally. It was born in 1923. Oh, that was the year my dad was born. So yeah, next year he'd be 100 years old. This was probably, I'm guessing this was 10 years ago, approximately. So he was probably in his around 90 years old then. And yeah. Oh, he says he's 94 now. So, well, that was probably, this presentation was given to me 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah. So he's just going to be turning about 100 years old next year. So this was one of the reasons that they wanted to preserve these medicines, is that all of these went on the endangered species list, like tiger bone. That's illegal to kill tigers and get their bones anymore, which used to be the case, and they would make remedies from them. And rhino horn, the same thing. The musk from the male deer. Most of these are not, they're prohibited in China for sure, and a lot of them are worldwide. Bazoar is the oh gosh, I looked this up. It's like the I apologize. I looked up what this is. It's something in the intestines that builds up, and they use it as a medicine. That's what I remember. We'll have to look that up again because I'd never heard of it before. But it's supposedly a real rare remedy in China. So these are all different things that we measured, and just a few of them. I mean, there were 600 of these things. I sat for days and days and days measuring all these different remedies. And so what they did then, these are some other ones that the wild ginseng, tiger's bone wine. They actually had some of this stuff, and we actually got the tuning for it. That's not something that's available anymore whatsoever, but they did procure some of that. And the wild lindsay, I'm not sure what that is, and maybe it's a type of a mushroom. So they made products out of these, and they took these herbal remedies and put them into different products. And this one is for sleeping. So they imprinted I think these are also holograms. I can't remember what they used actually for these. It could be a sleep mask. I'm not sure. They did different things, all different things, and I'll have to check on these. But they made a product out of it and put the Chinese herbal remedy tunings that help people to sleep in the first place, and they put them into this product. And then they had one for exercising. I guess these are stickers. Yeah, there they show that where to put them on particular acupuncture points. And then they had, yeah, acupoint sticking therapy is what they called it in this particular product. So they have a whole product line of different stickers and they're probably holograms. I've not actually physically seen the products. This one was for PMS, one product just for women to help them with PMS symptoms. And and then they also put them into spray bottles. So they would program the water and put them into a spray bottle, and they call it an herbal extract. They might actually have some herbs mixed in with it, but mainly it's programmed water. And then they also start programming drinking water. This is another one of their products. They got nice, good mountain spring water, and then they programmed it for health, for different health aspects. And then they had these sprays where you just spray it basically into your aura. This is not something that you actually take physically. It's a different, they have different remedies that come together, and then you just spray it into your aura. And they did I mean, this is not just like an idea. They did this on, they've done this on like 40,000 people. They really did their homework and studies on people. And then they got the idea, why not program a cup, an actual cup, so that every time you fill it with something, then it'll take the IDFs and imprint them into the water, which I thought that was super creative. Great idea. And then they started working with health spas to program the water that people actually sit in. So this water is, they've connected up an SE5 to the incoming water, so that when they fill up the water and circulate it through the pumps, then the water is being programmed in the health spa. They're very creative. They came up with a lot of million ideas. So that was all in China. And this one was in Switzerland. And this one is actually not programmed, but they used it, the Life Shields, they used the SE5 to test their products to make sure they're actually working. So they did like test after test after test with a lot of people to refine their product. This is like this is based on, there was an old product, they used to call it a diode, and it was basically polarized crystal fragments that they put together. And I remember back in the 80s, they had like a cone, you could get a polarizer cone, and I think they might even still make those. And then they had one you could stick on the back of your, at that time for our computers, we had a CRT, the big television that was that thick. And so it was beaming out radiation all the time. And so we had a little diode that we could put on the back. And I'm pretty sure this is very, very similar technology, and it worked really well. But they had to refine it and find the right amount of crystals of what they were using. And so they used it both to develop the product and then test people with it afterwards. Mega Chi pendants, that was also a long time SE5 user that created this pendant, and it was then programmed. Their pendants were programmed, and I don't think these are on the market anymore. I still have one of the gold ones, but I never did get any of the new design ones. But yeah, they were really cool, and they were very powerful. I really liked them. But they did very well with their products too. Sold like lots of them. I don't think they were in the millions of dollars, but they were making a good living selling these. And then there's, putting stuff on websites. So this particular one, I just tried to look it up again yesterday. I'd made a screenshot last year sometime, and it was basically just an informational thing about the SE5, but it's not on there anymore. I don't know why they took it off. They weren't dealers or anything, but they were talking about the SE5 and Radionics, and it fit in with their entire quantum technology overview, I guess. They had a very old SE5 1000. That's one of the very first SE5 1000s when we had them in a dark gray color. You could choose in the beginning between a dark gray and a white, but eventually we kind of did a feedback to see what people liked better, the white one or the dark gray one. And the white one won out hands down. I finally got rid of the last of the gray ones, but nobody really liked the color as much as the white one. Okay, so we're just going to kind of go around the world and I'll show you some different websites. And now some of these are obviously people that sell the SE5. So that's one way of creating income, obviously, is to become a dealer. We have protocols for that. Not everybody can become a dealer. But if you're really interested and you want to market the SE5 and become a dealer, contact me directly about that. And I'll talk with you about what it takes to become a dealer. Because I don't just, I only have a handful of dealers around the world. I don't just take dealers left and right. But it is, you'll see some here. This one's in Spain, and it's radionic-international.com. And they're doing great work. They really are, they don't sell a lot of units, but they're doing really great training and really helping a lot of people with this and doing a lot of work. This is in Germany. This is my long-term SE5 dealer from the old days, from the original SE5. We started working together in, I want to say 1990, and Peter Kona, and we've written the book together, Regaining Wholeness Through the Subtle Dimensions. It's called a different name in German. But he's still doing the SE5, and it's been, we've had a long relationship together, and doing great work, still doing trainings, and in this. And he's quite a bit older than I am, because I think he's about 10 years older than I am. So he's in his probably mid 70s now, and he's still out there doing trainings, and it's really awesome. In Canada, we've got quite a few different people doing stuff in Canada now. This one's doing sessions for people. So doing sessions for people is probably the most common way that people do it, although it's really branching out. There are a lot of different avenues that you can do now, which I'm going to go through more of those. This one's called Synergy in Motion. And yeah, they're doing sessions with people and got a great website and great videos, doing really good work. And they all work with they're basically working with people at a distance. Here's another one, essencebodytherapy.com, and they're also doing balancing. I think it's nice here that they put their price right up front. I don't know what the other people charge. But for initial analysis, they're charging $250, and then additional balancing, and they give a balancing with that. But then additional balancing session is $150. And then if you want the complete analysis and balancing package, with 8 balancing sessions and a full analysis, it's $1,000. And so people, they're busy. All these people are busy. That I know of, that I've talked to. So in Japan, this is actually my Japanese dealer, and you'll see the Chi organizer. He's got pretty much all of our products in Japan, and he's been very active with the SE5 and also the room balancers, the Chi organizers, and all that, probably for 10 years, at least 10 or 12 years, and he's still very active. And he is a dealer for the SE5, but also some of our other products as well. Altered States in New Zealand, yeah, they go way back as well, back into the early 90s, selling the original SE5. And then when we got the SE5 1000 out, they also have the SE5 1000 and of course upgraded to the 2000. But this is an older screenshot of theirs. I don't know if they've upgraded the name to 2000 yet. So that's another one. That's also a dealer in New Zealand. Now this is great. I was just talking with one of our clients, Mike, last 2 nights ago, and I told him about the webinar that I was going to do, and he said, "Oh, I hadn't he hadn't seen my email. I told him a little bit about what I was going to talk about, and he said, "Oh, well, you should put my website in there." And I'll tell you, this is really a great idea. So what he's doing is programming crystals for people, but mostly at a distance. So in other words, you know, a lot of people have these huge crystals in their house. You know, they're gigantic. They can't be shipping them to him to have them programmed and sent back. So what he's doing is having people take a photo of it and send him the crystal, and then he'll program it for them. And he lists in here the tunings and what he'll put in there and all that, and programs them for them. And this is just getting started, but I think this has a lot of potential, really, a lot of potential. It's really awesome. Good work, Mike. I'm really impressed, really impressed. Yes, analysis, they also do analyzing, but they're mostly about agriculture, which I'll show you a couple of things that they've done. I think they might do some health research as well, but mostly it's around agriculture. And so this is in America, and this is some of their success stories. Now, what they do is, and I think this is really smart, this is a really great way to go about it, is that they work on the field, on the agricultural plot or the fields, without being paid for it. And then they get a percentage of the increase of productivity, right? I mean, that makes sense. So in this particular case, their increase per acre was $17,000 per acre for the company. And I don't know what percentage they get, but even if it's 10% and you're getting, let's say, $1,700 per acre, and they've got 1,000 acres, obviously that's real money. So they had a decrease of water usage as well by 32%, and the increase of yield of $17,000 profit per acre. I mean, that's like really great work. In Idaho, this was a really, really great one. They also decreased the water usage by 38%. They had a 48% increase of yield, and this was on 10,000 acres. So, you know, do your math. You know, this is like high dollar stuff. I love this part, a 96% decrease in pesticide usage. That's just like totally awesome. And this was the first time in history that they had 92% number one potatoes. So not only did they have an increase of yield, but they had a higher level of quality, which brings higher dollars in the market. I mean, it's just like, that's just the way it goes. And, you know, 96% decrease in pesticides, not quite organic yet, but they're getting real close. And then what would happen if all of a sudden they had organic potatoes? And that's what they did in China. I didn't show you all those pictures in this presentation, but in some of my other presentations, you'll see where they took really dead land. I mean, it was just the soil was just terrible, and it was highly polluted with pesticides, overuse. And they took it in 2 years. I think 2 years they got full on highest level of organic food certification. All the pesticides were gone, and they did all of that with radionics and high yield. I mean, just great stuff. I'm sure you guys have seen some of those pictures. Here's another one in America called etherforce.energy. And I'm not sure what they do exactly, but they've got the SE5 on there. And all right, I think what they're doing, they were talking about the quantum servers, and where you could sign up and start balancing on the quantum server. I think they're putting their clients on the quantum servers. That's right. And so you can sign up through them, and they'll actually do it for you. I think it's what their plan was. I don't even know who all these people are, just so you know. But they're all using the SE5 and you know, coming up with ways to do things. So what I promised you is a way to to make money with, even if you don't have a radionic instrument. And I know a lot of you in my mailing list don't have the SE5. And so I want to show you how that's even possible to do that. And that's what I've been working on for the last month, because there are a lot of people that, you know, you can't, not everyone can afford what, almost $6,000 for an SE5, and then work at finding a way to make that return. You know, many people have, of course, but it does take some upfront investment, and not everybody's able to do that. So I've come up with a way that everyone can participate in this. And what I've done is created a website where we do the radionic balancing. My staff here in Bali, actually this all came about because I've been trying to find ways of having more income come in. In Bali, we haven't had any tourists here for 2 years. We have a retreat center here, and we have a total, right now we're I think at 27 employees. We've cut down a few of them, but before I think we had 32. So some people have gone on to do other things, or we've had to let go of a few people, but we still have like 27 people. And so I've been finding ways, for one, that they can like shift and start doing something different in their life, because we just got another article that came out in the news yesterday where the governor of Bali says the Balinese people need to stop depending on tourism to make money. So it's been 2 years. They opened the airport here, the international airport, about 6 months ago. And we've had a total of 147 people come in internationally into the airport in 6 months. And before that, you know, before COVID and before all this, we had 20,000 people, international travelers per day. 20,000 people came in to Bali every day. And 147 in 6 months kind of gives you an idea of what's happening in Bali. So I've come up with different programs. We have the Bali Blessing program, which I know a lot of you are part of, and we deeply appreciate that. I know you guys do too. You love getting your Bali Blessing every week, which I'll touch on in this, but that's not my focus. So I created this Quantum Wellness Hub, which I'm having my staff do the balancing for people every month, well, every week. So people get 4 choices per month of different programs, and I'll show you those programs that you can choose from. And then we balance that 3 times a week, and that subscription is only $49.95 a month. So, I mean, it's super cheap, obviously. The idea is to get a lot of people to do this for a small amount of money. I know, as you saw before, you know, now we don't do a full analysis. These are pre-written programs. But you saw before that some people charge, you know, like a couple $100, $250 to do an analysis, and then the balancing, they're charging $150 for a balancing. So this is $49.95 per month, and you get 4 programs to choose from, and we balance those 3 times a week. So each program, the first program 3 times, the second program 3 times, like that, each week. So I'm going to just give you a 3-minute introduction to this. And I do think I have my sound on. Let's just check that one more time. Make sure I got the sound on. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to play this 3-minute video. There's a longer video on the website, but this is just a short version, just to give you an overview of what we're doing.
Welcome to Quantum Wellness. My name is Ilona Selke. I'm an internationally best-selling author. This is Dr. Don Paris. I will be interviewing you today here for the purpose of explaining quantum wellness. Now, you've been working in this field for 35 years, and you've been helping people in the realms of quantum consciousness and quantum technology for that long or longer.
Exactly.
Now, I'd like you to explain to all the viewers who may remember our interview about Trio. I see you have your Trio on as well.
Yeah.
electrosmog protection, and the BioArc disc.
Correct.
And I highly recommend that series of interviews if you're being exposed to electrosmog, which most of all of us are. Today we're going to be talking about the SE5 and how our viewer can utilize the capacity of scalar quantum effects at a distance.
Correct. Basically what radionics is the ability to analyze, we use the SE5 to analyze and then balance subtle energy fields or informational fields. And these are non-physical, they're like pre-physical blueprints of everything that is in existence. So that means both health and pathogens, or plants or animals. Everything has an informational structure that starts at a pre-physical level. And we found a way with radionics to tap into that blueprint but bring that back into balance if it's gotten out of balance.
So you're offering 3 sessions?
Yes, 3 times a week, and then each week you can choose a different program. If you want more balancing on the same program, you would choose the same program twice. But basically, you get 4 different programs a month, and then 3 times a week we will balance those programs.
And what amount of programs do I have to choose from, or can I choose
There are
from?
over 50 different programs in there.
50?
Yeah, we have 15 different categories, and then underneath of those are different, many different programs, and you choose one of those programs. Chakra balancing, for example, or allergies, or expanding your spiritual growth, all kinds of different things.
So here at quantumwellnesshelp.com, we are offering the 3 sessions a week for a whole month,
Yeah.
for 4 weeks, and that's costing $49.95. And if you only choose 1 month to experiment with, you can pay $99.
Sure.
But once you do the $49.95, you can get it every month for that price, right?
Right, it never goes up.
It's not
Right.
just a one-time thing.
Right,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. And I know that you're also offering the very duper, super duper special with the Bali blessings included in it.
Yeah, that's correct. Our staff here in Bali are amazing angels, and you can watch some of the videos. They are so tuned in, and they actually do a personal blessing for the person that signs up each week.
It's the beauty of it, it's interactive. So that's part 2. You can add that for another $25. I would choose that one.
Check that out.
The total is what, $75,
$75.
$79? We are entering a new era in understanding how reality works. So welcome to Quantum Wellness.
Okay. Well, okay, let's see if so these are the different programs that people can choose. So I haven't gotten to the good part yet. This is, you guys probably know all this because I've talked about this in previous courses, and lectures. But these are the different programs that people can choose. So like under chakra activation, we have grounding your energy, subtle energy balance, chakra balance, the violet flame, lucid dreaming, aura healing, karmic and cure, curse removal, spiritual protection, improved meditation, and improved enlightenment. This is a very popular program. I mean, a lot of people, I would say most people, choose at least one program from here. It's very popular. It's got great stuff in it. And then we've got anti-aging support. This is also a very popular category. And of course, allergies, vitality support, enhanced life force in the body. That is, that's definitely one of those popular ones too. And let's see, removing negative energy. I don't know why, but a lot of people in India use these programs. I think there's still a lot of more negative psychic energy available. India has been a hotbed for people understanding these subtle energies for centuries, and there's always the light side and the dark side, and some people try to use energy in a positive way and some people in a negative way. So these are really, really popular in India. And these have been super effective and popular. I've got great testimonials back from people on the DNA repair and especially going on with all this RNA, DNA modification stuff going on. People use these a lot. Stress reduction, yeah, that's been a big one the last couple of years. Sports, not so much, but we've got it there. We have people have been using it a little bit, but that's not so popular. Um, Healthy detox, a lot of people are doing this, the blood purifier and detox with herbs and gems, and physical and spiritual detox. That's been a big one too. I see these very often. Business activation, yeah, that's everybody's been using this one, and I've got some even testimonials I'll show you from that. It's really awesome. Um, Agricultural support, from this perspective, not that many people are using it, but maybe in the future, I tell you, if you haven't started growing your own food, I think it's a good idea to set up some food growing stuff. In this next coming year, we're going to start hearing more and more about food shortages. The fertilizer production is down 25%, which means basically almost a 25% reduction in food production. It's a huge amount. That's worldwide, but huge amounts. Anyway, immune boost, of course, this is where we have the Vax detox and immune system repair and protection from shedding. Those have been really popular and people have loved those programs. Burnout in Germany, they've been using these a lot. I don't know what's going on in Germany, but they've got a lot of fatigue and reduced fatigue. I've also got some in Europe in general, actually, not just in Germany. Mind control prevention, a little bit popular. Not that many people are into this, but it's kind of a basic one that a lot of people do come across, especially with 5G and some of the stuff that's going on. And a manifestation session to bring your goals into manifestation. We've had great results with that. So this is an overview of the programs that people can choose. So what I've been working on the last month is a way that you guys can all participate in this. And, okay, can you mute your microphone, please? Whoever has your mic on, and because I don't see who that is. Thank you so much. Anyway, I've created an affiliate program, connected an affiliate program to the Quantum Wellness. So what that means is, what an affiliate is that you sign up as an affiliate. Of course, you have to be a participant in the monthly balancing, because you can't share this if you're not getting the balancing yourself and knowing what it does and how awesome it is. I mean, I wouldn't want anybody sharing this without actually participating in it. But anyway, once you're signed up, anyone can become an affiliate, and you get a link, and you sign up for the monthly balancing first and sign up as an affiliate, and spread the word through email or even whichever way you want to do it. You'll get a link, and they need to click on that link, and then you'll get 50% of the money of the $49.95 if it's for the monthly plan, or if it's the $75 a month one, you still get 50% commission. So basically, after 2 people, you're making money, and this is monthly. So we've been having this going without the affiliate program for about 6 or 8 months, and I think only 2 people have quit. They're still all going every month because they love the benefits. The one person that quit had his own SE5 and, tried it out, but thought, I can do this myself. So he didn't keep going with it. And the other person actually, he passed away. He was having some real issues, and more issues than whatever Quantum Wellness could handle, for sure. And he passed away. Rest in peace. But anyway, this is how it works. The benefits is you get monthly balancing for yourself by being part of the program. You're going to get balanced 4 different programs 3 times a week, which is awesome, because I know a lot of you, even though you have your SE5s, are not keeping up with your own balancing. And so that's something that is good for all of us. And I even do this. I get on the server and I put up my own programs, because I'm busy with my SE5 doing things too, and I don't always take time for myself. So that's one benefit even for those of you that have an SE5. then like I said, after you have 2 clients, then you're making money. I mean, you're going to get monthly income every month from the clients that you sign up. So if you get 10 clients and they're paying the $49.95, you get half of that. That's $250 a month. I mean, it's not bad. This isn't a get rich quick scheme or anything. You're not going to, I mean, maybe there are going to be some influencers out there that have thousands and thousands of people. Um, I don't think we can handle that many people, but we could scale this up if somebody gets crazy and goes wild with this. We can scale it up, but at this point, we can get 500 or 1,000 people to join this, and that's pretty much what we could handle, because our staff is actually, putting in the clients every single day. This is not something that is fully automated or anything. We have some automation, but not fully automated. And then once you sign people up, you'll have an ongoing passive income each month. Every month, you'll just get money into your PayPal account. And what's really cool is that you'll help other people and yourself at the same time. That to me is really amazing. You're going to help other people getting balancing, but you're also helping our staff keep feeding their families. Like I said, we've had no guests here for 2 years. Our entire resort, we can hold like 36 people, guests, and we've had a couple of, like, I think I can count them on one hand, a couple of small groups, like 20 people come in for either 2 nights or a week. In 2 years, that's all we've had. And so basically we've been paying all of this out of pocket. And my goal, I mean, I set this program up to give the money to our staff so that they can keep eating. We haven't quite gotten to the break-even point. We're still paying money out of our pocket to keep everybody paid every month. And so I'm hoping that you guys will make money for yourself, and it'll also help our staff. So it's a win-win-win in every direction. Um, I don't really need to do this. For Ilona and I could basically retire. We've worked all of our lives. I'm 66. I could retire and have a nice life and have plenty to eat every month. Um, but when you take on responsibility for other people, we just haven't found it in our hearts to say, just go home and figure out how you're going to live. I just can't do that. And so we're finding ways to help our staff keep food on the table. Basically, I mean, it really comes down to that for them, because they don't get a lot of money, but at least they're eating. So to sign up, it's very simple. You just click on affiliate area up here and fill out your name and all of the stuff. And if you have a website, put in your website URL and tell us how you're going to promote. If it's by word of mouth, that's fine. If it's by email, that's fine. If you have a website, you can put that in there. That's great. But we do need to have your PayPal email, because that's how we're going to pay you each month. Now, I know a lot of you, there are several of you in here already, I've seen already. You're affiliates for our BioArc Disc and Chi Organizer. So you guys already know how this works. It's the same affiliate program. And on the back end, you'll get a link like this. This is my link, so don't use this one. It just is a link that says reference number, and that will tag them to you. I think it's for a year or 2 years. Even if they don't buy, like it says, even if you don't buy, they don't buy right away. They come back like 6 months later and they purchase, or they get on the program. You'll still get your commission. It still tags it to you. I think it lasts for 2 years in their computer, like a cookie. So that's what you'll do, is you'll get a link, and then you can log in on the back end of the affiliate program, and you'll be able to see. I have only done some tests here. So, but like I said, those of you that are part of the Chi Organizer affiliate program, that's where I got the idea for this. Is I thought, wow, I had to rebuild the entire website to be able to make this work, because I built it on a different platform, which didn't allow for affiliate plugins like this. So I rebuilt the entire website from scratch myself, and I'm pretty proud of it. And so on the back end, you'll see all the different um, sales that come in, so you can track it and you can um, look at all the different statistics and graphs and referrals. You'll actually see the referrals that you've referred. Um, this is just a screenshot, so I'm not going through it all, but you can look through in the back end, and you can keep track of your earnings. You'll see what's not been paid, and then when it's been your total earnings. Now these are just $1 tests. I was just trying this out to make sure it all functioned. And believe me, this took 2 weeks to make it work properly. I thought it was going to be a slam dunk, but being in Indonesia, it turned out to be way more difficult than I thought. So I'm having to run this through America at this point, which has its own set of difficulties, but it's working. Everything's working really well. These are just a few testimonials of people that have been using the servers. Garrett said, indeed, for the first time in months, I felt the urge to do something. He actually wrote and asked for a custom program to be built, and we will do that for people as well, along with the pre-programmed program. So we alternate them. So if we do a custom program, it's $200 to do a custom program for someone. And then we alternate that. So the first week we do the custom program, and then they get to choose one from the list. And then we do the custom program and another one from the list. And I know some of you in here have been doing that. He said, apparently I was extremely exhausted. My vitality was as it was a year ago, has not been fully regained, but pains are certainly much less and vitality is regained. He was also in a tremendous amount of pain. He said, now that I'm in a positive direction, how can I keep this going? Is a regular performance of my personal program necessary? And what's your opinion and advice on this? So yeah, the personal program needed to be tweaked a little bit, and we will tweak it. If it's just a small tweak, we'll just tweak it a little bit. If we need to do a full analysis again, then of course they have to pay for that update. But if it's just going through and checking and going, oh, I see this is really already balanced, we can take that out and we can put in a couple things. Then we'll just update it. And so, yeah, obviously I answered this email. Here's another one. Hey, Don, here's a cash flow program testimonial. I really enjoyed the program and feel it helped a lot with a sudden steady flow of extra cash. Let me know when the program you have on me ends so I can purchase it from you on an ongoing basis. I wanted to this is for the SE5 people. We've had a lot of requests for us to sell these programs that we have on the quantum, on our quantum wellness site, so that you can use them in your SE5. And, you know, I have to say that we put a lot of work into these, and so we're not going to sell the programs. If you want to have people use them, of course, or if you want to use them, you know, it's $50 a month. I mean, it's not the world, but they're proprietary and there are programs and we're not going to sell them. So unfortunately, I had to answer him with that he can't buy it. Of course, he wanted to keep using it himself. Okay, another one. The work you and your team is doing is amazing. I was very impressed at how quickly I got over the cough and cold that I recently had. I never got rid of a cough so fast. Since then, I'm feeling as if I'm breathing more deeply than I have been able to in a few years. Next, I'm hoping I will start to put on some weight, as I've noticed an improvement in my appetite also. Thank you, Hari. Yeah. So this is a picture of our staff in Bali, and that's the reason that I've been doing all of this. So if you get the Bali blessing, of course, you'll get a personal Bali blessing each week from one of our amazing staff that are very, very excited to do this, both from a spiritual point of view for the Bali blessing, and also because it helps put food on their table. You know, they're just beautiful people. They really, really are beautiful people. And I know a lot of you are already signed up for the Bali blessing, and I really, really appreciate that. And they do too, believe me. It's really amazing. And then, like I said, we've trained several of the people to do the quantum wellness, to be able to run the Quantum Wellness and put your programs in and run them. And I'm hoping to expand that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the website where you can sign up, and quantumwellnesshub.com, and it's fully functioning. That took me quite a long time to get everything working properly. Works a little differently than the old website. So if you're used to the old website, this one works a little differently, but works. It's working very well. And so what we did was if you're already signed up for the Quantum Wellness program, what we did now is I put each item for each one of the programs for sale for $0. So you just put it in the shopping cart and check out, and that way it sends us the programs, and that is making it easier for people to go through and choose the programs, and that we get them in an email and we know exactly who it goes to, and it just has streamlined the whole process so that we can run the programs. So I'm going to open this up for questions. If anybody has a question, please raise your hand. There's a little hand raising thing that you can raise your hand. That would be the best way to do it, because if you all turn your mics on at the same time, it's going to be pretty noisy. But or you can send one in the chat. That's also a way. You can just write it in a little chat thing. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions about this. I'm not seeing a hand going up. Okay, does anybody have any questions? Maybe don't. That's fine. I mean, that would mean that I actually explained it really well. Okay, we'll count down. We got 20 seconds. No questions. Oh, okay. Who can see this message? Oh, no, go ahead. Are you planning to develop more programs? Yes, actually, we have a lot more programs. Right now, it's over 50 of them. And we actually have more programs available. So if you don't see a program there that is on the website, we have more programs. And some of them are ready to go. So if you don't see it, maybe we already have one. Otherwise, we have to do a custom program. But yeah, we've got a lot more programs than that actually already ready to go. It's just overwhelming for people to even get through these 50, what we found. So at the beginning, let's just stay with that. Okay, somebody has their hand up, and is that Tracy?
Hey, Don. Hey, I have a question about how much information can we put on our website pertaining to the SC5 1000 or 2000 that we have that is allowable by your corporation?
You mean for selling the SC5, or do you mean
just for selling either programmed crystals or product?
Yeah. I don't have any limits on that. And in fact, you can use photos from my website. You saw all those photos. They're all my photos. I don't have any restrictions on that. What I do have restrictions on is making claims. So I would like to look at your website, and if you're going to put a bunch of information on there, that we go over it and make sure that there's that you're not making any medical claims, really claims of any kind. So that's what we have to be careful about, and have a good disclaimer. You should have a good disclaimer, which we have on our website, which you can copy, basically on the Quantum Wellness site. Yeah. Here's a question. What's your main website for all of your products and programs? Oh boy, I don't have one main website. I will list them. So we have obviously se-5.com is for the SE5. We have chiorganizer.com. Actually, we do kind of have a portal. I haven't put Quantum Wellness on there yet, but quantumwellnesshub.com. But the energyhealthzone.com. Now that one is a portal where I do have links to a lot of our most of all of our different products. If I put Quantum Wellness on there, I'll probably have all of our products on there. So that's the portal. Here, I'll write it in the chat message here. you can also use ehzone.com. That's the short version of it, or it's energy health zone.com. So that's a great question. Do we have a database for the water treatment? No, I don't have. I don't know if I have any. These are people that are just out there doing their thing. So I don't know. We've had a lot of people work on water. I'll have to look to see if there's any program, if there are any programs that we have specifically for water treatment. And I assume you mean to treat the water like going into the to a pool or whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I can't think of it offhand where I've got an actual program for water specifically. Okay, somebody else have a question? Yeah, I don't see any more hands up. So
Hi,
cool.
Dawn, it's Danella.
Hi,
If
Danielle.
someone's looking for the water stuff, the Kelly books do have quite a lot of codes in there
Okay,
that you can use in the SE5,
okay.
and you can just go to Kelly Research Technology, right, and download that information.
Right.
I
I
don't know
think
what.
it's called kellyratebook.com or something like that. I will yeah. They also have their whole database online now. I think it's
Yeah,
Kelly Ratebook. Let me just look that up because I usually keep it on here.
because I had someone who had a
Yeah.
swimming pool, they had a brand new pool, and someone had gone into a lake where there was I don't know, something awful. And then they had come into this person's pool, hadn't washed their bathing suit. So now the pool by the next day was filled with this fungal green crud
Oh my
slimy shit.
God. Yeah.
It took me a couple of days, but it was all gone.
Wow. Cool.
And they didn't have to get any extra. They thought they were going to have to spend thousands of dollars, take all the water out, scrape
Yeah.
it all down. And it was done in a couple
Awesome.
of days.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
looked it up. It's www.kellyratebook.com. And you can go there and find all those tunings and put them in the SE5 or whatever radionic equipment that you have. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Anybody else? Comments or? Okay. Well, I want to thank you. This is a short one for you guys. That's pretty amazing. We did this in about an hour. Um, I will start for those of you, you've been asking me, I've been writing some emails personally back, but I haven't announced it yet. But next month I'll start an ongoing training for the SE5 again. And that will, that'll probably start in the first part of February. So, and I would like for all of you SE5 practitioners, I have been collecting some questions, but if you want to send me your questions ahead of time, like starting now, then it will also help me with the direction of the next ongoing training. Because I do have some ideas. I want to make the next ongoing SE5 training more experiential so that you guys are actually doing work while we're doing the training and not just lectures and sending you with homework. I mean, I will do that too. Not full on taking up all the time, just working, but I do want to have you guys actually doing some things and get feedback to see what needs to be done, and then also track our results and report back with each other. I want to do some experiments. Ilona has been trying to get me to do this for 2 years, saying get everybody to do some experiments, like with some seeds or whatever, and then everybody report back on that. So I am excited about doing that, and I think we'll have fun doing that, and keep the community going. And again, as last year, you guys know, all of that money, 100% of it went to my Bali staff. And I most likely that'll happen as well. We are keeping things running, um, and we are going to like stay open. I mean, that's our goal, is to stay open through all this. And we've kind of shifted our focus here. We're putting in some kitchens in three of the two-story houses, so that if people want to come here and actually live, if any of you are thinking of like getting out of your country, and you want to come and live by the ocean, we've actually made houses out of these. So, I mean, they're two-story houses. We've got three of them. It'll be like $1,000 a month, which is, you know, reasonable amount of money for a two-story house. And so we're putting in kitchens so you can live, you know, just live. And we also have the restaurant and the spa and, you know, the ocean and the pool and all that, you know, all the amenities as well. So it's still a resort. And then we'll still be open for individual guests, because we still have a lot of other spaces for people to stay. But the two-story houses we're going to convert. We're in the process. We already got one done, and we're on number 2 now to convert them for. Okay, Julie wants to know, how do I find out information about the course? You will get an email. Since you signed up for this webinar, I will send out to the entire mailing list about the course, and so you'll get an email, and I'll probably get that done. I'll probably get that email out next week or this week, maybe even by the end of this week. I'll get that email out about. I'll set the dates and the time, and we'll start. Yeah, yeah. We've got 3 of them, or did we do 3 or 4? I think we might have done 4. I think 4 of them last year. And those are available on the school. I'm going to put that here too. It's at radionic.online, and that those are still available for as courses that you can sign up for and go through those. And am I working on new radionic products? Let me think about that. Well, yes, I mean, what we've been working on, and this is, you know, it's a longer project. I thought I was going to have it done by the end of the year, of this year, but we didn't make it, which is pro software for the SE5. And we are in the home stretch on that. It's amazing software. It's got a lot of features that are improvement over the standard software. Really, it's made for professionals. And so not everybody's going to need it for sure, but it's really, yeah, it's really good software. So that's mainly the product that I've been working on, I would say. You know, we came out with the BioArc disc 2 years ago. This is a new one, which I don't know if I'm going to market it. It's somebody else. It's a hologram that doing very well in Singapore. It's not my product, and I'm not programming it. It's another person that is using the SE5, and they did a really good job. But I might put these up on website. If people are interested, let me know. And I'm not sure what these are programmed for. I'll have to ask them what programs they're putting in them, and maybe they have a range of different programs. I'm not really sure. But they gave me one, and for me to have a look, and it's beautiful, well done, and it's actually a sticker as well. So it's a hologram you can peel off the back of it and then stick it on your phone and computer or whatever. I have to find out what exactly is programmed into it. So great. Well, that was super fun. I'm super happy that all you guys joined me. And for those of you that are watching the replay, could I make radionic bindies? That's a great idea. I'll talk to Dr. Sunny about that in India, because that, of course, you could make radionic bindies. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know how big of a market there would be in America for that, Kat, but that's really great. Again, skincare. I'll have to look up. I know that Ludi Larson had done a lot of work in skincare. She used to work for Estee Lauder, and she was doing radionic work for them and programming and testing their stuff. This was, oh boy, probably 25 years ago. And so she knows a lot about that. You should look on the at the Radionic school, radionic.online, and see if any of her courses focus on that. And if not, you can message her and say, how about a skincare course on how to program that? Or maybe I'll see if she has one and we can put it up on the server if you don't have an SE5. I'm not sure if Lindsay, if you're an SE5 user or not. But yeah, that's a great idea. We might have some, actually, I'll have to look. Okay. Oh, Ludi's online. Great. And she does have a course coming up on that. That is great. I just love this community. And people are being so creative. I really think that we are, we literally are the cutting edge of radionics in the 21st century, this community. And, the things that people are doing are just outrageous. I really appreciate all of you that are doing this research and making this field go forward. Obviously, Ludi and I have dedicated our lives to it. It's been 30 plus years. And yeah, radionic.online, correct. That's where all the courses are. Ludi has a whole bunch of courses on there. And I have courses on there. We have a few other people that have some courses on there. And I don't know, from what she said, it sounds like it's coming up. So it's not probably on there yet, but that's where you would go. Yes. Awesome. Okay, everybody, I'm going to bring this to an end. And thank you all for joining me. And if you have any questions, you can always email me. And yeah. Okay. Thanks, Joel. Yeah, I can't wait to sign up for the next go around. It's going to be fun. We're going to, we always come up with great things. So I'm going to stop the recording now. Thank you all so much for joining.